Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is another YRFI NRFI Fest. My guy Randall from Odds Jam is with us today. We've got two YRFI NRFIs. I'm on the YRFI for both of them, and then we're going head-to-head on the second game, Randall. But we've got the Reds and the Nationals and the A's and the Tigers. So you like the YRFI in one and the NRFI in another one. Hit us up with what you're thinking.
Yeah, so I have in that first game there, the Reds and Nationals. I'm with you there on the over a half a run in the first inning, and I am under the half a run, so no run first inning for the A's and the Tigers. Just solely using Odds Jam, looking at the data. I'm not a baseball guy by any stretch of the
You're a numbers guy. Numbers guy.
Yeah, just numbers, and funny story about the yes no run in the first inning many years ago when I was managing a local pool. I don't remember who was pitching for the Giants, but I do remember Kershaw was pitching for the Dodgers, and the no run first inning was like minus 290. Whoa. And I laid it. And very first pitch, home run. So I do not. I love to play this market, but it's. I just have to. I've got to follow the data. It was two great pitchers, but yeah, first pitch, home run. So that was over and done with very, very quickly.
I'm glad you didn't stick your head in the chlorine bin like immediately afterwards, or someone didn't have to skim you out of the deep end a little later.
Yeah, I had to work about 4 or 5 hours to make up the loss in 30 seconds. So that was nice.
That's pretty rough. Well, I'll tell you why I'm on the YRFI before we get going. The Reds are just red hot, the big black machine in terms of winning you money. I got this at minus 125 on Sport Trade. You're looking at it right now on your screen. One of the better numbers out there amongst the usual suspect of books. The over-under for this game is 9.5. So using that number, the market makers think that on average, maybe one run per inning could be scored, using that as sort of a very loose way of gauging out how many runs per inning could go in this one. You have Mackenzie Gore pitching for the Reds. He's a lefty. He's allowed 11 home runs against right-handed hitters this year. So in response, or he's going for the Nationals rather, Mackenzie Gore pitching for the Nationals. The Reds' first 7 guys hitting from the right side, including Elly De La Cruz. He's a switch hitter. The Reds are hitting 11 points higher against lefties than they are against righties. So likewise, on the other side, we have a left-hander going for the Reds, Brandon Williamson. He's okay. First inning numbers, fine. But the Nationals, Randall, hitting 280 as a team against lefties. That's, I think, 18 points higher than their actual season average, including righties. So I like that play there. And the reason why I'm on the YRFI for the next game, which is A's and Tigers. Now, both teams suck, right? But I'm going to read for you. These are real. These are real statistics from a real major league starting pitcher who is really throwing today. Michael Lorenzen in the first inning of games, 14 first innings he's thrown so far this year in 14 starts. He has a batting average against of 327. His whip is 1.643. He's allowed 17 hits, 11 earned runs. He's walked 6 and has allowed 3 home runs. So I don't care who is standing at home plate. I love this dude to get lit up yet again today. I'm in on both. In on both.
And the A's are going for the sweep. So
hell yeah.
Yeah. What was that? I don't know if that game was yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. Tigers were like minus 265 on the money line, I believe, to beat the A's. So I don't know. Maybe the A's get hot again. Would they win 9-10 in a row there at one point?
Something like that. Yeah, they climbing their way out of the last place spot in the MLBI at Sport Trade barely. So I was able to get this at minus 115 on Sport Trade. Fine. Minus 113. Sorry. A good price, not the best price. We're keeping it 100 here. We're going to be honest with the people watching. But they pay me. So that's where I bet it. So minus 113 there. Want to shout out Odds Jam, fantastic partner of ours that Randall works for. We last saw him on our airwaves as part of the Odds Jam Battle Bets tournament. Valiant effort on your part. Have you licked your wounds, Randall? It's been a little while.
Yeah, it's been a while. We need to do one next year for like that Thursday March Madness. I think that's where we need to head. But yeah, it was a rough go. What was that, opening day of baseball? And I was definitely new to the app, so it was a learning experience. I played around with it, but didn't play around with it much once games were underway prior to us doing that show. So I was in an uphill battle.
Well, as John Hyslop showed us, he didn't even know what he was doing, and he was able to beat your boss, Alex Monahan. So
He did.
shout out to Slop. We actually one of the first ones we ever did. We did a full tournament during the second day of March Madness, the Friday of March Madness. We did an 8-person tournament, and it was awesome. We gave away $1,000. Mackenzie Gore towing the rubber. We're gonna get underway here right at 105 between Nationals and Reds. First pitch, it's a pop-up. That sucks. I got a little too excited, Randall. A little too excited. Newman flies out to center. So
not a good start.
Already not looking great. That's okay. Hey, we got 5 more, all right? So that pop-up fly out was cost us $4.50 off the tip. That's okay. McLean, Jonathan India, Ellie De La Cruz hopefully going to be coming up in this inning. I know you say you're not a huge baseball guy, but have you watched Ellie De La Cruz play at all?
I have. I was actually telling someone the other day, watching him play and just highlights, I could see myself getting back into baseball. I loved baseball during the Bonds era, McGuire, Sosa.
Oh, you're a steroid guy.
Yeah, that's when I was growing up. That's when, I loved watching baseball. I don't know if I've watched full 3 innings this year. Wow. Just, bits and pieces. I'll turn it on here and there. But no, he's definitely an exciting player, fun to watch. Seems like he's great for baseball. I don't know. Does are the games being faster? Is that helping as a fan or as someone who watches them? Sit and watch an NFL game that takes 3 hours and you don't think twice about it, even though there's, maybe 7 or 8 minutes of actual gameplay over that time. It's actually pretty insane how little the game is played for football, but it brings people to the TV, every single Sunday. So I think, he's very, very exciting to watch. Like I said, I was telling a buddy the other day, I could see myself getting back into it. I'm actually, I guess you could say I'm a Cardinals fan, live pretty close to St. Louis on the Illinois side, but they're not very good this year. So
they're not very good this year. The second hitter for the Reds has already struck out. So we've got Jonathan India up. We're down $10.50. But the way this market is moving is telling me that the market maker also thinks a run's going to be scored here. Typically, we'd see a lot more of a loss at this point. Mackenzie Gore's thrown 6 pitches. He already has 2 outs.
Yep.
12:10, we'll see the start of A's and Tigers. Yeah, I'm like obsessed with Ellie De La Cruz. I don't know why. Like, I'm obviously not a Reds fan. I'm a Phillies fan, and I just think the dude is. I'm like awestruck by everything he can do. Man,
yeah,
India rolls
last
over.
Friday, hit for the cycle last Friday night.
Amazing. Last night, the Nationals call him out for having like a sensor on his bat. He takes it off, and then he hits a 500-foot home run. And then just like rubs it right in their fucking faces. Like, it was amazing.
Yep.
Jonathan India rolls over. So just like that, we're halfway from going bust here, at least on our first bet. Again, my all-time YRFI record is terrible. 4-7. You're seeing it on the screen. One day I went 2-0 when we've done these live streams, and I happened to be with some other folks from sports or from odds sites. And I beat them. What a feeling for someone who is not a quote unquote expert or a tout or anything. I'm just a talker, guy who hosts stuff. Let's see. We're already down $2.50 on the A's and Tigers, a game that hasn't even started yet, Randall.
I'm up $1.01 on.
There you go.
Got the under at even money.
The market has moved. Sentiment has changed. So if you wanted to, you might be able to cash out on that. If you're watching on Twitter, which a bunch of you are, thanks first and foremost. Leave a comment. Do so also if you're on YouTube or Twitch. We'll throw it up there. If you're on the YRFI, let me know. If you're on the NRFI, you're probably going to win. So talk to me a little bit while we're in a commercial here about like the ethos of Odds Jam, right? Not to steal your thunder here, but obviously we pride ourselves at Sport Trade in offering the best prices and best in play. And that's sort of similar to what you guys preach over there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, odds line shopping is key if you really do want to be a successful sports bettor. I mean, I always tell people if you're going grocery shopping and you can get a gallon of milk for $4.50 at one store and $3.12 at another store, it's a no-brainer. And same goes with sports betting. And that's for money lines. Even totals laying minus 120 versus say minus 110, minus 115. It all adds up. I'm a big college basketball guy. So half points, taking a team plus 5.5 versus, getting plus 6 is the difference between a push and a loss. Yeah. You'd be very surprised at how many of those lines come, down to that line and come into play. So it's we've got over at OddsJam the ability to, search just about any market that you can think of. And then about any sports book as well, wherever you're doing your betting, to be able to see where the best price is so that you can take advantage of that. Because, at the end of the day, it's all about finding the value. And, like you said, you guys have, a great setup there where most of the numbers are the best with where you're located. I was telling you before we came on, I wish Sport Trade was in Illinois. I see a lot of lines throughout the day whenever I'm doing customer calls and things like that, but not able to pull the trigger on them. So
one day we'll get to Illinois. Hopefully we have some fun announcements to make before football season. So I flipped over real quick because our guy Lorenzen on the mound right now. And while I did that, similar to the Reds, the Nationals swung at the very first pitch of the game and got out. So I'm convinced Lorenzen's going to get touched here. He's got one out in the top of the first. We'll flip back and forth. We're talking about the A's and Tigers. Right now, not looking great for the YRFI in our nation's capital, but we'll see. We still have 2 more outs to play with. Who knows? Hope springs eternal. Keeping it positive.
Need to get a guy on base.
I mean, that's really all it takes. It didn't happen. Fly out to right. So we're down to our last out here. Now, here's an interesting question for you, Randall, because I feel like every time I do one of these, I ask this question, and the answer is always the same. So you're looking at a situation here. Let me flip back to the right game. So I could save $14.50, or I could save $7 right now, right? Because the spread is actually quite wide as we're looking at it right now. It's $7 to sell, 14.5 to buy. But you could save $7 of this bet. Would you do it with 2 outs?
I wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I mean, at this point, you've already lost. You're saying 7. You bet what, 55? So you've already lost 48 of that. I never cash out. I say that I cash out if there's a big lead and I feel like it's potentially going to turn the tide. But in a case like this, I mean, baseball is the one sport where one swing of the bat can change the entire game. Just like that. So no, I do not. I would not cash out there. Just take your loss and move on.
And move on. Yeah. Talking about we're in the middle of the first, Athletics and Tigers, so that sucks. And we're 1 strike away from losing our YRFI. There it is. Awesome. We've already lost our first YRFI. Reds and Nationals, nothing. And Elliot De La Cruz is going to come up and hit a 500-foot home run in the bottom half. So we'll go on over to the A's and Tigers. Yeah, the cash out thing is always interesting, right? And I know, like, hey, I work at Sport Trade. You hear me say it all the time if you watch our content. But, if you're able to cash out for 95% 95 to 97% of the equity of your bet in real time, as opposed to like 75, 80% somewhere else, it may actually make more sense. And in ways, it's not really a cash out. You're like making another strategic move to set up potentially another bet, in my opinion. So it is different holistically. And I think one of the big things for us, in order for us to be a success, is like we have to convince people that it's not like low T to cash out.
Right.
Right. Like you're just setting yourself up. But it's interesting that like as you look out on the hashtag gambling Twitter sphere, that's a lot of what the connotation of cash out is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say, if I have a parlay with one leg left and it hasn't started, I'm looking to. I would probably look to cash something out like that. I mean, anytime you can take guaranteed money on your initial investment. But I mean, if you have, and that I think it all depends on what your bet is. Is the bet, if you took, let's just say the Steelers at minus 165 on the money line and it's now minus 130, is that, you obviously have a bad bet, according to the market. So I think a lot of that plays into it. But, you can obviously use sport trade or whatever to hedge, take the other side, create an arbitrage opportunity, guarantee some money. So a lot of different things you can do with that. But you see a lot of people on Twitter that have, that have those wild parlays and they let them ride, and it usually does not end up well. So,
right. Well, the reverse of that is like, this is tangible CLV too, right? Where if the reverse of that, where if you got it at, minus 130, now it's minus 160. Well, now you could actually cash that out for a little bit of cash, right? And we've seen people do that. De La Cruz, of course, a single to right. And already an out between, oh my God, we're going to go 0-2. One pitch for the third half inning of 4 half innings. We've had one pitch and one out. This is what I get for betting on shitty baseball teams.
Lorenzen, he's dealing. He's gonna throw his best game today.
I hope he throws a no-hitter today. I really do. I hope he does, just to spite me. I've got Harris's stats up here. Hogan Harris, great name, has been, of course, an absolute stud in the first inning. 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 home run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. That's only in three appearances in first innings, though. So not a ton, but guy's going to be an absolute hammer for us against us, I'm sure. So you, for whatever reason, I don't know why I thought you were in Baltimore. I was like, wait, you're not paying attention to your O's? I don't know why, but for you,
I think on opening day I wore an Orioles shirt.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, that might be why.
Yeah, I actually when I used to teach, a guy that I taught with, we decided that we were gonna cheer on the worst team in baseball, so we bought. There was the Orioles at the time, so it's been a few years, but. Yeah, bought some Orioles gear and had a shirt. So yeah, I think I wore it on that stream. But I mean, I think the Orioles are decent this year, right?
They're fantastic.
Yeah,
really good. Ellie steals second and then promptly gets hit in the top of the head. So hopefully he's okay. A comment here from our friends at Husky Park TV. Hello, my friends. We're here despite working. We need to tune into the best app to play. Thank you. Our guy Eddie. We love Eddie here. I'm going to stop in for some coffee as soon as this is over, Eddie. If you don't follow Husky Park TV, go for it. All kinds of awesome motocross content coming from Eddie there. Yeah, Ellie De La Cruz takes one right on the top of the head. Looks like he's going to be okay.
Got a runner on in the Tigers game for you.
Okay, here we go. We're still down 26-50. I must have missed it only because I was praying for the health of my guy. Yeah, we do. 1 out, 1 on. A little poke here might get us back into the green, Randall. We don't even have to score a run. A little poke, and then I might call it. Let's just take our
time for a double play for me. I need a double play.
No, that's right. We're head up. Yeah, you're on the NRFI. No, come on. Little poke here. Ibanez, third hitter. The first person I always think of when I see Ibanez is Raul Ibanez.
Yep, same thing. That's actually, I tell you what, I don't know. I thought that's who it was. That's how long I've been out of the game of baseball.
I think Raul Ibanez retired in like 2012.
Yeah, I was gonna say I used to play. I remember the name when I was playing.
He's 51 years old. So
how old is he?
51.
51. It's been a while. 2014. It looks like with the Royals and the Angels. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's been
What a
while.
career. What a career. 1992 to 2014. Man, if I could work at Sports Rate that long, if they're willing to have me, I'll be here. Eddie, my friend, happy birthday, Eddie. Okay, 2-2 with one out here. Bottom first. Ibanez with a bit of a drive here. Bit of a drive. Yo, it's stuck on the bottom of the wall. Let's go. Come all the way around. Come all the way around. You're scoring. They hold him at third. They held him at third. How are you not scoring from first there?
Double play time.
It's terrible fundamental baseball. Terrible fundamental. The guy didn't have a right field didn't have a shot at that. You should be touching home. All right. Well, here, you know, do I take 1550 here? God, we got to see what the spread looks like, I guess. Let's see. We can sell at 68, buy at 71. So $3 wide. I can take 1519 right now. I'm in for 5250 overall. So I think, as you've mentioned, there's only one out. So it's probably worth it to stick it out here, Randall.
I think so.
For me. Do you have it up on your end?
Yeah, I am. Let's see. Down 26.26. Now back up to 89.90.
Oh, well, that's not good for me.
100 was the initial bet. So we'll see. Looks like.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
1-0 count.
Yeah, I've got it 1-1 here. I'm down to $3. Now our game state data is really fast, so whatever you're seeing on your screen right now is ahead of what we're seeing on the TV. So I've got a 1-2 count, and now I'm down 24.50. So that tells me that he's probably out.
And I'm up 44, so he must be out.
Yeah. So again, I mean, I was up 15, now I'm down 24. So like a $40 swing.
Yep.
Basically on one batter in this kind of market is just crazy. So I know the real sports bettors out there would say, don't ever take a cash out, but I'm sitting here. That $15 would have bought me several coffees that I just mentioned to Eddie in the comments.
Do you have, just out of curiosity, I mean, do you have a lot of users who just, I mean, basically do that, just take those bets, few outs, cash out, maybe not come back for more, but just continue to just build and build and build? Yeah, I think one of the cool things about what we've built here is our in-play numbers are pretty crazy. I think industry-wide, you're about 30% of all bets are in play, and we're on 70. So a lot of people are taking advantage of the tight spreads and the ability to cash out for fair value. And that, I think, is what really sets us apart. I mean, the in-play stuff is really cool. Javi Baez, by the way, immediately down 0-2 with runners on second and third. Great at bat here from Javi. And I assume this is a strikeout. No, it's a little flare. Where you got it? Let's go, baby. 1-1. 0-2.
Let's go. All right. Woo. I was making fun of Javi Baez, and he just stepped up for me. Love Javi Baez. Go Cubs. Go Cubs, go. Wow. Okay. Well, we barely made it out of the first inning in Washington because they're putting a tarp on the field. Oh, it's pouring there.
Oh, wow. That's why you do the NRFIs.
Yeah, I guess
One and done.
I guess so. Well, hey, we're 1-1 and done, at least on this side. Randall, it's a quick stream, 24 minutes. Anything you want to say before we say goodbye to the folks and I go count my winnings?
Nope. Appreciate you having me on. Always enjoy hopping on here with you.
Yeah, man. Hey, let us know if you ever want to come back on. Just shoot me a DM and we'll make it happen.
Yep, absolutely. Sounds good.
All right, Randall. Thanks to you. Thanks to everybody else. We'll catch you on the next one. See you later.